It's a busy day in Jamestown. That's become a normal scene in this small town that has changed a lot over recent years, but still embraces its past. Founded by the Quakers in the 1700s, Jamestown has a rich history, established on the ideals of education and freedom.
And the Quakers, they really enriched our history through the fact that they were very much people who believed in education. They started various schools in the area, educating both male and female back in those days.
Some of that history can be seen up close at Mendenhall Home Place.
Mendenhall Home Place not only serves as a community museum for the town, but it also is an interpretive center of the other South. The South of non-slaveholding, peace-loving people who labored to promote universal education, the idea that everyone should have an opportunity for a sound education.
Mendenhall Home Place also houses one of only 2 authentic certified false bottom wagons in the nation. The wagons were used by the Quakers in the 1830s and 1840s to help dozens of slaves escape to freedom. The Quakers were also intent on keeping Jamestown small, but paved the way for larger communities that developed around it.
We were here way before High Point and Greensboro, but the nature of the Quakers were that they didn't want to expand, they wanted to stay. And as a result, Jamestown never really got much bigger than what it is today, which kind of adds to the charm of the area. We're only about 3 square miles. And it's a 3 square mile area that a lot of people like to come to and like to move to.
One family that chose to move to Jamestown was that of Governor Pat McCrory, who moved here from Ohio at the age of 9. He says he still has plenty of memories of growing up in the small town, which will always be home to him.
In fact, my first day in school at Jamestown Elementary, which was in that building right there, Mrs. Lotman's class, Mrs. Lotman asked me a yes-no question. She said, "Patrick, yes or no something," and I went, "Yeah." And she said, "What'd you say?" And I went, "Yeah." And she said, "What'd you say?" And I went, "They do things different down here." And I said, "Yes." And she said, "You say yes, ma'am, from now on." And that was my first day of class in Jamestown, North Carolina, and I've been saying yes, ma'am ever since. There was a real sense of community here when I came, and that stays with me today. Jamestown always stays with me.
The school Governor McCrory attended first opened in 1915. The building's rich history remains intact. It's still a central fixture in the Jamestown community, except today it serves as the public library.
It opened in 1988 with around 700 donated items, completely volunteer basis, and we've grown now to have over 26,000 items, and we have close to 7,500 card holders. I like to really think of it as more than just a library, but also as a community center as well. You know, a lot of people come in, we know their names, they know our names. People come in to meet each other. You often find conversations. We're not the typical quiet library.
While history is an important part of Jamestown, the community has evolved quite a bit over the years. A golf course was built in the 1970s to attract more visitors, and growth has continued since then. Jamestown now has approximately 3,500 residents and many new businesses.
We just took on the attitude that we wanted to develop an atmosphere in Jamestown of welcoming people, and also we wanted to welcome them through good restaurants, through nice places to visit. And then recently we finished building our park across the street called the Ren Miller Park, and that has added some really nice charm to the area too.
Full Moon Oyster Bar and Potent Potables are just 2 businesses that have opened in Jamestown recently. They credit the community's friendly nature and small-town feel with the success both establishments say they've experienced so far.
Our mantra is come as a stranger, leave as a friend. So we're communal dining. We have 43 seats here at the bar. You belly up to the bar, and it's very unlikely that you won't meet the person sitting next to you and get to know them. It happens on a regular daily basis, and that's kind of a unique thing we have here at the Full Moon.
People who really didn't know about this town and keep hearing about it from their friends, word of mouth, and coming out on the weekends and hanging out. So it's been fabulous. It's just grown tremendously. It almost got like a cheers atmosphere, like a neighborhood bar feel. You know, people love having something local that they can go to and hold on to and hang out and see old friends.
Whether it's the 1700s or modern day, many believe that small towns like Jamestown are what makes North Carolina what it is today, and are glad that culture lives on in our state.
Small towns are the values of North Carolina. They bring a certain sense of respect, they bring a sense of community, they bring a sense of family that we cannot lose in North Carolina.